going on, guys? Snaggy here, and it's time to preview the decider, State of Origin, Game 3. Let's go, bros. I could not be more excited for this game. It didn't really sink in until Monday morning, where I just realised the gravity of how huge this game is. I cannot wait to get into this, guys. Absolutely frothing. I'm frothing. I wish I could go to sleep now and just wake up and it be 5 minutes before kickoff. That would be the best. But unfortunately for us, this last day or so goes very, very slowly. As always, guys, I want to hear from you who you got winning this damn thing. Who's winning this thing? Don't just tell me Blues. Don't just tell me Queensland. Tell me why. Give me a margin. Tell me your try scorers. Tell me your man of the match. Tell me your Wally Lewis medal. I want to hear it all, guys. I genuinely love hearing from you guys. I love seeing the sentiment, all that sort of stuff of what's going on out there. I'm trapped in my little igloo of goodness sometimes, and I sometimes don't know what's going on out there. So please do, guys. Like I said, I really do love hearing from you guys. All right, so in this video, guys, we're going to go over everything. We're going to talk about the game over in general. We're going to talk about the changes. We're going to talk about key matchups. We're going to give our total predictions and margins, and I'm going to go through all my bets as well. They will be at the end of the video, guys. But let's get the hell on into this thing. Now, first, I just want to talk about the gravitas. Is that a word? Of this game. I mentioned this in the video I did with Tripod, but I will just go into a bit more detail now. I didn't want to sit there and ramble at him for too long, but now I'm by myself. I can ramble. State of Origin creates immortals. It creates immortals. Like late 80s to the 90s, you know, Mal Meninga. Late 90s to early 2000s, Joey. And then the 2010s, we don't know who that one is yet, but there's about 5 that it could be out of the Queensland team. One of those, Cam Smith, Cooper, whoever it is going to be an immortal. There will be one in this 2020 patch that is going to come out an immortal. And I genuinely think this is going to be one of these games where we sort of sit there and go, phew. And the cool thing is, I think we're going to see it this weekend, or this Wednesday night, regardless of who wins, because the two guys that are front runners for it are on opposite teams. So this is just, as a complete neutral who just loves the game, is so exciting for me. I think this is going to be one of those games where, so for example, last year, right, awesome series. Series finished and we stopped talking about it. After this series, I think the chat's going to carry on all through the off season up until State of Origin kicks on next year, because so much stuff can happen, i.e. Cleary dominates and wins man of the match or whatever. You know, all of a sudden his resume stacks up against everyone's. Like, it really does. We're talking more series, a better win percentage than Joey Johns, and 4 chips, 2 Clive Churchills, Like, it's just, he's comes undeniably in the immortal debate. Like, undeniably in the immortal debate immediately. If he loses, the chat the whole time, just a club player. You know, even though it's ridiculous, that's what the chat will be. And then we flip it, and if New South Wales do lose, and Munster's doing his thing with that storyline, I hate to call it a storyline because it's his life, but it is part of it, you know, like just his whole story of, you know, being the successful, falling off the bandwagon, coming back, getting his life together, you know, becoming the captain. Everyone thought the Blues were going to win this thing 3-0, winning a Wally Lewis medal. His win percentage goes up now close to 60%, which is better than Johnsy's, I believe. Stacking up all these State of Origin victories and clutching up in clutch times. He all of a sudden, you sort of sit there and go, is he one of the all-time greats now? So and this will be the most watched State of Origin of all time. This thing's going to push 6 million. It's just so huge. I just really wanted to amp people up because I felt this early. I think a lot of people are going to feel what I'm feeling, but they're probably only a few hours before kickoff. But I got that feeling already, and I'm amped, boys. I'm amped. I absolutely cannot wait. If you're not already, boys, make sure you subscribe. All my bets also will be on Dabble, guys. So all the betting I'll be doing will be on Dabble. If you haven't joined Dabble yet, what the hell are you doing? I'm just going to move my camera back a little bit. What the hell are you doing? All right, that's where all our bets go. If you do want to join, use the link in the description or use code SNAG when you join. That will automatically follow me, so you can just look at my bets, copy and change, pull a leg out, put a leg in, whatever you want to do. Don't have to follow me blindly, guys. I'm just here for a bit of friendly guidance, I like to call it. I ain't here selling tips or trying to get rich off you guys. I'm just here to have a good time. Yeah, buddy. Let's go through this team list real quick, and just we know the team list. We won't go through the whole heap. So New South Wales is as programs, but I just wanted to talk about the changes quickly. We know all about them. I'm not going to sit here and ramble on them for a huge amount of time, but Hamiso goes into the fullback. Shibasaki comes in at centre. Big Papa starts. Now, I do think Big Papa will start, play 20 minutes and not come back on, similar to Jake did last year. I actually don't love this one. I do like the other moves, but I actually don't love this one. I think the game has changed. He's been incredible, but State of Origin is so fast. I think he's been aided a little bit at Canberra, and I love Papa, bro. Don't take this as thing. I'm just talking critically. We're talking about a really fast game with a very fast forward pack in New South Wales. Will he be able to keep up is my concern. And people say, if he plays the first 20, bro, I promise you, like, you can be blowing after 5 minutes. Like, it is very, very fast. If the ball stays in play for the first 6 or 7 minutes, will he be able to keep up? We've seen all the big front rowers as of late shedding kilos. Junior Paulo looks, 10, 15 kilos lighter. All the players that have found form, we're like, what happened? Kulamattangi, who else? Big Red. These guys, they all shed weight. Like, it's a fast game. The State of Origin is faster again. Like, you need to be light just to play the week to week. Now we're talking Origin, very fast. So I love bringing him in, similar to like Jake being in the team. I love it, but also I don't know how impactful he's going to be. Can he be a big body that's not going to make errors, slap in defense, do all that stuff for 20 minutes? Absolutely. I don't think he's going to get found out defensively or anything like that, being in the middle, but just a little concern. Let's say Tino goes down and Big Papa all of a sudden has to play 40 or 45. Now all of a sudden you're going, you know what I mean? That's when it could get a little concerning, So, yeah. I mean, Patrick Carrigan can play more minutes, but you get my drift. I like it, but I'm not like, well, this is a great move. I'm more in the boat that we're just going to have to wait and see. But Billy's been pretty damn good with his changes. Just hammer on fullback. I actually love this. And also Shibasaki too, centre. I love it too. I'm a huge fan of picking the best centre to play centre. I don't like this whole, he's killing it, so bring him in and he can play centre. Just when you're playing, if you go play rep and you're playing the exact same position you play every week, at least all your running patterns are the same. You know when to go up, back, slide, back, up, back, slide, check, release. It's all your rhythms there. So all you got to worry about is doing it faster, okay, and not missing your tackle. That's it. So I actually don't mind it. The question will be, is he good enough? Is he good enough? That's my only question. Like, is he good enough? And again, we're going to have to find out. I like the choice, but is he good enough to contain? Like, we're really going to have to see how that sort of goes. So I will pop up right now on the screen how they will line up, boys. I've just got to pull this up on my little screen here. All right, so let's talk about some matchups here that we like. We spoke about this in my video earlier as well. I really do feel like the middle could wash out. I feel like Luai can be as good as Dearden. I feel like Munster can be as good as Cleary. I feel like Robson, can hold his own against Grant. I feel like the forwards can hold it. I'm not seeing any crazy mismatches there. I do probably like the New South Wales pack slightly better, but I'm not sitting here going, whoa, like this Queensland pack's not going to be able to handle. Where I see the clear mismatches is in the outside backs for both teams a little bit, but just the absolute strike in the New South Wales back four is crazy, and I believe all the tries have been scored other than Munster's try by these outside backs. Lomax, Crichton on Shibasaki and Holmes is a mismatch. Like, I'm not saying that Shibasaki's poor or Holmes is poor, but they are substantially better players week to week, and in these big games, Shibasaki hasn't even played one before and he's getting debuting in a decider. that is a mismatch. And Latrell Mitchell and To'o, other than the aerial advantage Coates has, which he won, I don't know why I did that, but he does have that over at To'o, but that's a mismatch as well. Like, Latrell Mitchell is definitely better than Toya, and just strictly all the other removing the air, To'o is better. I know some Melbourne Storm players will probably disagree, this, that, and the other. Brian To'o is the best winger in the game. He just is, guys. Like, the meters, the tries, the post contact, just the way he reads a defense, the way he's incredible. So clear mismatches on the edges. And I just want to stress this. I'm not saying the edges are poor. Queensland's edges are poor. I just that the New South Wales are definitely, I can see, better. And then we go to the fullback. Hammer, very different to Edwards. Hammer, if the ball's on the ground, you're done. Edwards is going to give you your meters, give you your effort, give you your fast play of the ball, and definitely outwork Hammer, you would imagine. Maybe, hard work is just effort, so maybe Hammer does bring that, but I'm just talking about his past performances. So, yeah, very different. It's hard to compare, like, if the game's in a grind and it becomes a game of force and backs, give me Edwards. If the ball's on the ground in broken play, give me Hammer. That's where I'll leave that. So, yeah, like, to me, if you are looking at try scorers, obviously probably New South Wales, edges, take your pick, whoever you like. That's sort of my general sort of take on all that there, guys. They're the only real mismatches I can sort of see. Now, we'll have a quick look at some of these little stats here. So, Blues have won 4 of their past 6 Origin games played at Accor. 5 Maroons players will be appearing for the first time in a Game 3 decider. That is alarming. We actually heard about the New South Wales team not wanting to bring debutants into a Game 1 at Suncorp. They thought that might be daunting. It is very daunting. It is very daunting arena. So 80,000 Blues there screaming at you. That can be scary. So that is definitely a point. Blues have won 3 of their past 8 games. Blues have won only 3 of their past 8 Game 3 deciders played in Sydney. It's not great. Maroons are aiming aiming to claim a series win after losing Game 1 for the first time since 2017. Very hard to do. Blues will field 12 members from last year's winning team. So I guess you could sort of say that's a wash. I mean, we're talking about teams and stuff, but I guess I'd probably have to tick this towards New South a little bit just because that big stat. So Blues have only won 3 of their past 8. I reckon a bunch of those would have been that dynasty team, right? that elite Queensland team when literally no one is still playing from either team. So a little bit of a wash stat there. But, we'll see. Let's just go through these team stats for the series so far. So obviously 1 apiece. Now points scored, points conceded. We have 42, 32, 32, 42. So plenty more points for New South Wales there. Queensland's win was a win, but like I said, they didn't score tries. So I know this might sound crazy, but it doesn't sound crazy at all. What are you talking about? Blues can't kick worse than they did. In that whole game, to be fair. They just can't. Like, the law of averages, like, they're going to start kicking goals at some point and not Luai not kicking the ball out on the full. So they're going to be better in that department. So Maroons are going to have to find something. They're going to have to be better. And that's why I think Billy made some changes. I think he's not silly enough to think that win was... And I'm not even talking about the penalty count, all that sort of stuff. I'm not sitting here making... I just literally rewatched the State of Origin game before Game 2. Queensland did get penalties in that, but they played really good in that first half. Like, people are like sort of writing off that they were good because they got a lot of penalties. They played really good rugby league. They got penalties, man. So it looked bad, and they obviously helped, but I genuinely thought Queensland played really good rugby league in that first half. Average points scored, average points conceded. Now, this could be the score. This 22-16, that's a pretty likely scoreline, to be fair. Now, I was really interested in this one. The play the ball speed's very similar. Wins at this venue 62%, 34. So again, sort of where all these stats are leaning towards a New South Wales win. So who's winning? Who the hell is winning? I promise you I'm not fence sitting here, and I'm not. I'm going to give you an answer, but I have to speak my mind, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't feel something when I genuinely do. Every stat is telling me New South Wales wins this by about 8 points. But I just have this gut-wrenching feeling Queensland wins this thing. It's state of origin, man. All those stats don't matter a lot of the time. They just really don't. Queensland are scary to me when they're actually underdogs. Like they're paying $3 something in this game. Like they are like proper underdogs in this one. So I'll just log in my Dabble and see the exact price for you. $3.10. They've actually come in a slight bit. I think they were $3.20 before. 8.5 point heads. That's to me when they're scary. Like I feel like Queensland sort of tried to feed us that they're underdogs all the time, and you're just like, you're not, man. Like this is even money at best, you know. So, but when they are actually underdogs, like the worst Queensland team of all time, you know, like that's when I feel like they are actually scary. You know, that series Munster was out. You know, like everyone was like, oh, they're done then. Munster's not there. They're not going to win. Boom. You know, so I just have this feeling Munster's going to do his thing. Everyone's going to rise up and just carve. But my head, and this is my pick. I'm just like I said. I'm not hedging here. My pick is New South Wales to win 7.5 point head start. I think that's a too good a team. And I'm just assuming everyone runs out healthy. Okay, so that's my actual pick. I think New South Wales are just a little too strong. They win too much there. They have a very good team, and I genuinely think Nathan Cleary is the best player in the world. I think they've got the better wingers. I think they've got the better centres. You know, like I'll just keep going through this. Halves. Like, I genuinely think, you know, like, I do like Munster more than Luai, but I like Cleary better than them both. And that's no disrespect to them. It's just, that's not saying they're poor. I love both those players. Front row, I genuinely think, I've always thought Tino was better, but I thought Payne has been a little better. Josh King, I mean, I'll take Papa over Josh King. Josh King's crazy good, but, you know, like, but in the modern game, even so, like, Josh can give you minutes. Harry Grant, I'll take him in my club team every day of the week. I'm not saying he's bad at Origin, but he's very good behind a forward pack that rolls. He's not going to probably get that this game. Robson is perfect in that scenario because he can just tackle his ring off and fire lasers to whoever needs the ball. The second row is clearly New South Wales. The lock is clearly New South Wales. And the bench, I mean, it's a genuine... I guess Kurt Mann is as well, but I'd give that to New South Wales as well. Impact forward, Spence and Lindsay. I'll give it to Spence, even though Lindsay handled himself. He did handle himself. I thought he did a really good job on Spence. Hudson Young, Paddy. I'll give that to Paddy. And Stefano just he's a front rower and he's a second rower. It's sort of hard to judge there, but you get my drift, right? There's just a little too much leaning me towards New South Wales Blues in this one, but throw the form guides out, grab yourself a 6-pack of beers, 10-pack, 20-pack, 40-pack, and strap yourselves in because I think it's going to be banger. All right, let's do our bets and our man of the matches. And I haven't got my Wally Lewis medal down yet, but all right. So we have, as always, guys, on Dabble, I do a Maroons bet, a Queensland bet, Maroons bet, a New South Wales Blues bet, a man of the match for each one. And I might even put a pick'em down on Dabble's got these cool pick'ems at the moment. I've been they're pretty fun. They're very fun. All right, my my Queensland Maroons bet. Now I've done sort of two here as a single because now I've gone Val Holmes 4 points, under 49.5 points, and Maroons under No, Maroons with a 10.5 point head start. Now, the reason why I've put Val Holmes at 4 points is if we put those matchups up again, Queensland are very covered. I feel like Queensland tries are going to be more fortuitous, and I think picking a try scorer for them is almost impossible. All right, but what I'm pretty confident on is Queensland scoring 2 tries. Now, you actually get all right value for Val Holmes scoring 4 points. So I'm like, well, why not get the value at the 4 points than trying to pick which try scorer is going to be out of 17 blokes? If 2 tries are scored, Val Holmes will get 4 points. Boom, boom, boom. So that was the theory behind that. Under 49 points. Deciders average about 42. Under 42, sorry. So I think that's pretty comfortable. Just a head start, 10.5 points. You can take that all day. Now, so for my try scorer, because I have to take one, bro. Hamiso, like I said, broken play. I don't think there's going to be much. But if there is broken play and the ball's on the ground, Hamiso will score. That's what he does. He will score if the ball's on the ground. Most fortuitous player ever, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. He obviously anticipates where things are going to be and just plants himself around the action. So that is a skill. So Hamiso to score for me, but no real scientific mismatchy Blues a week here, so he'll score. It's just straight up. He scored 11 tries in 9 games, and none of them are off running good block shape. You know. Now, New South Wales Blues bet. Now, if you like this, boys. If you're a Blues fan, I like this one for you. It's paying $4.17. To'o scored 4 tries his last 2 games. We have Brian To'o for a win. Blues just to win. No margin, just Blues to win. And neither team to 6 tries. Now, last 5 deciders, no one scored 6 tries before. So, you know, if Blues win this and just Queensland keep their gloves up, that'll hit. And Brian To'o, freak, absolute freak. So the reason why I like it is, so I don't have my screen up, but because everyone's so worried about Trell as well, the winger has to jam, and he's got such fast hands. So the winger can be jamming, and you're like, yeah, I've got him, and then he catches it. To'o's got it. To'o don't miss one-on-one. He'll score. And it won't even be one-on-one. It'll be pretty much an open there, but someone will be probably coming across the fullback. He'll score, man. That's what he does. He's a freak. So I love that one too, boys, if you're a New South Welshman fan. Now, man of the matches. I haven't got my Wally Lewis down yet, actually. My bad. Nathan Cleary is my first one. $5. This could be an arm wrestle. This could come down to clutch moments. And he is the most clutch player we have in the game, with Cam Munster being a close second. We saw it in the Bulldogs game a week ago. No, he's a very good player, man. And if it is tight, no one really stands out. There's only 2 tries to 1 in the game or something. If he does kick a 40-20, if he does do a charge down and score, whatever it may be, I feel like they will give it to him. I just do. So I'm going to take Nathan Cleary for that one. And next one is, we hit him last time, Cam Munster. Now, we all know the situation with his family. It could go either way, you know. Look, he's not coming into camp till day of game. Wishing him and all his family all the best. But he could come out and have the game of his life. And I don't want to sound like callous here, because I was going to pick him anyway. Just because of the story. Like, just remember, people are voting who wins man of the match. If it's a close, good, hard-fought win and Cam Munster has a really just solid game with the story, like they will give it to him. Like, he will win it, and he'll win the Wally Lewis medal. And I'm not saying he won't deserve it. I'm just saying it's the storyline is in your head. Like, you'll forget what Dearden did. You'll forget about that awesome kick Dearden did. You'll forget about the leap Xavier Coates did, and you'll be like, what a champion Cam Munster is, which he is, and he will win it. So I'm not saying he wouldn't deserve it. I'm just saying you'll probably forget the other stuff that other people do and just be in awe of what Cam Munster did in a tragic time in his life. So that's my thoughts on that one. And he's not a bad footy player either. He's pretty damn clutch. Up until Cleary started doing his thing against the Broncos and just started clutching up and became the Iceman, this dude was the most clutch player in the comp. And that's why I always had him above everyone else. I'm a huge clutch guy. Like, I don't care you put 60, I don't care if you Nico Hines and you put 3 try assists, did this, did that against the Tigers. Like, what'd you do in the final 10 minutes of a close game in a game that actually matters? That's to me what makes a champion player. That's why I always had JT as my GOAT, and then it was Munster, and now it's Cleary as the clutch up. It's super valuable, especially when there's nothing between the two teams, and that's it. So we'll just break it down quickly. New South Wales, 1 to 12, but I don't like 1 to 12 and 13 plus. I like head starts and margins. I like head starts or pluses. And we got Cam Munster so just if you are new to my content, I always take one from each side on man of the matches as well. The value is good enough. Like, for example, we put $100 on Munster and $100 on, I can't remember. We won 1,300 from the Cam Munster one. So minus 100 we lost, we're still up. And the 100, so we're still up $1,100, and we got a double shot at it. So I like taking one from each team. That's it, boys. Bring it on. Next time I'll see you, I'll be talking about what an epic game it was. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.